So I got this axle from a Pick and Pull to have it as a side project to rebuild in my garage to eventually toss in my 99 Sierra. Where do we start? I'm gonna start by taking off the brake lines, the emergency park cables, because I'm probably honestly just gonna end up connecting the ones from my current axle onto this one. We're also gonna take these bolts off in here and pull the face plates off of these. So what I'm doing is there's these C-clips that hold the axles in, and if you finesse a screw onto a magnet, come on, you can very carefully pull them out. Whew. That is what holds the axle in, which is crazy. For my next trick, I'm gonna pull these 4 bolts, which should allow me to take the whole ring gear out. So stay tuned for that. Now you jam something on one of those nuts there, you turn that and it walks the gear out. Try and get a good clip. All right, so I just beat the brakes off this thing, split the friggin' cheapo whatever mallet, but got this Jimmy John out. Whew. Drum, drum. Alright, basically got this thing bare bones right now. Drums are off, axles are out. kind of upset I pulled this because the bearings were in great condition. You just don't really know until you look at them and take a close look at the races and find out that there's no nicks or anything in it, but whatever. I'll have the peace of mind of rebuilding it, have a brand new one. Alright, another new day. So today we're gonna take seals off and the axle bearings on each end here. And then we're gonna take the races off of the pinion inside. And then this thing will really be bare bones. And once I have it there, I just want to take the wire wheel to it, get all the surface rust and dirt off, take it outside. It's freezing today, but it's not freezing temps, it's just really windy. So we're gonna wash it off, get it all clean, bring it back in here where it's warmer, dry it off with a rag, and then we can start the painting process and installing new bearings and everything. So. Alright, let's slide in. Very interesting. I hate that. So this goes in, and you go like that with it, tighten it down, put the slide hammer on this, and then yank. This thing moves down like that. Hopefully this lawnmower doesn't get. And just like that. You have the seal and the bearing and race. They say right at the point of when you want to give up is when what you're trying to do actually is about to happen. Example, a screwdriver is about to give up. Little does it know we're about to get the friggin' thing out. All that beating to get this one race out, which was probably fine, but we're rebuilding this thing, right? Upon further investigation, guess I was beaten so hard that, golly. Not really sure how much this mask does. I don't know about y'all, but after grinding rust for a day, I wake up the next day feeling hungover. So maybe that's just because I drink beer, but I don't know. Whoosh. All right, gonna hit it with some degreaser. Right. All right, I'm gonna wait for that to dry some and then hit it with some undercoating so that it doesn't have time to rust or anything. Even though it's kind of cold, is what it is. It's under the truck, no one will really see it. All right, took a shot of paint to the face, but we're gonna let that first coat dry. Drying up, looking good though. I mean, look how freaking good this thing came out. You would have thought I sandblasted and powder coated it. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Things cleaned up. So next step's gonna be putting new bearings in, each axle, pinion bearings, and then the ring gear with the races and pinions for that. So in total, there is 6 bearings and some installation to be done. All right, now that it's bright out the next day, figured I'd show you guys this thing in the daylight. Let me just flip the camera around real quick. Looking good. I mean, come on. Just got these axle bearings go on each end and the seals as well. So probably next weekend or sometime, pop those on, and then we'll deal with the pinion and the ring gear afterwards at some point. Probably gonna have to order parts for those, but stay tuned. Well, judging by the shorts, you can probably tell it's been a while since we've circled back on this guy. A lot of life happened in between, and now we're back. And it's supposed to rain today, so I figured perfect day to work on this Johnson. Just have some small things to do. Can't really afford the other bearings right now, so enjoy watching me set some axle bearings and try and pull this gear or this bearing off of this pinion gear. And yeah, got some nice goodies from AutoZone. Try and do that. Set the axle up like this so that when I'm hitting a bearing into there, it has a solid surface to kind of bounce off of. Alright, so I know that you're supposed to put some sort of oil to lubricant on the outside. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Just freaking put it on the outside, kind of like that. Gonna help it slide in better. Right. Hopefully this is the right size bearing. Heck yeah, brother. Sat in there real nice. Same deal, different seal. Have these seals too. They go like that. And I think I'm just gonna like put some grease on these bearings and put the seals on. Even though technically the gear oil is supposed to lube up bearings, a little grease on them won't hurt anything. So I think this goes like that. Nice. You can just imagine me doing the other side. I'm not gonna film it twice. I like to call this the claw. Well, that kind of sucks. It's just too short. So back to AutoZone, I guess. Yo, yo, yo. We're back. After months have gone by, I worked with the funds, bought some of the bearings. So this week we're gonna be hopefully tossing those Johnsons into this Big John. And right now I have the old hardware soaking in white vinegar for 24 hours overnight. So all that rust and shit, we're gonna get it off. And start filming some more this week and hopefully wrap this video up. It's been a couple month process now. Seems like we're sticking to a theme here where nothing can be easy. That was not like that when I started beating on it. Literally created a mushroom top just from beating on it so much. You can see how much the aluminum got fucked up to the point of, let me just flip the camera real quick. Get all those aluminum shards in there. But I got this racing right here. Just by having that on, beating on it. Also really awkward. I had to like tie this rope to a bucket that I'm sitting on. Beautiful sunset though. No more tears. Engine oil on this little race to lube it up. Nothing crazy. Just spread the love. All right. Now, she gonna sit in there. No right. Strike till the iron's hot for lube. This over years. Well, a couple of things. While I was swinging at that hammer, I was thinking, men just need to do harder things in life. Second thing is, work's gonna suck tomorrow with this bum mitt that I slammed. Third thing is, I hope AutoZone wasn't too attached to these, because golly, I got them busted up, huh? Alright. this up. Take 10. Just bought this from Harbor Freight, so I own this bearing puller now, but it's the only one I can find around with a hexagonal bait that I could fit this socket on. So let's see if this even works. My hopes are low. Bearing, dude. Literally cracked the bearing, but it didn't come off. I mean, it's raised up a little bit, but there might be hope here, even though the rod's a little bent now. Hold the phone. Yep. I just don't know. I think I'm gonna have to call a local shop. Just get this bearing off for me. Like, there's no more surface to grip onto. It sucks. All right, checking back in here. A lot has happened. I got the bearings cut off by a shop, and I used this bearing setter kit to beat the bearings onto this thing, and now they need to go like a hair more, but it's level with the surface, so I need to get a 2-inch pipe that I can beat on to fully set those in, and then I'll show you what I got cooking over in the oven. And I got that freezing in there. So that's kind of my last ditch effort to try and press that bearing on without having to go to a shop. But if I can't do that, then we're gonna go to a shop. But if I can, then we'll be in business. But in the meantime, wait 30 minutes for that bearing to cook up. And probably gonna need a hydraulic press unless I can figure out a way to. We'll see. Keep forgetting to film stuff, but basically you saw me set the race for this, but this bearing's in here now, and I just put this seal on. So just waiting to get the pinion back from the shop. They're pressing the bearing on, and then we'll be able to put the yoke on, hopefully. but no one wants to talk about is how pricey these cheap rebuilds get real quick. Because to get the bearings cut off this and the carrier and then pressed on, looking at grand total of $50, which stuff adds up quick, but had to get it done. All right, this is a big moment. What we need for this to go smooth. This goes up in there. This is the crush sleeve. Keeps preload on the bearing. What we're gonna do is put this gasket silicone on the spline, just because that's a place where sometimes I guess differential oil can leak out. We don't want that, so just kind of a precautionary measure. Spread that around. Grab a new glove. Thanks. Put that washer on. Try and get a few threads on. Can't get a few threads. So stressful. Especially because it's humid, hot out right now. That should help. Nice. Got a few threads on. Enough to start womping on it, but first I'm actually just gonna take a little bit of this engine oil and let it drip along the washer so that the nut can kind of move freely along the washer as it tightens down. Hopefully it just uses a lubricant, kind of. Don't think I'm forgetting anything, so that's good. See how much, so there's not too much oil in here. I was use as lubricant. We just eyeball it, chat. I'll take some of that slop out still. The only thing is you can't undo this because the crush sleeve gets crushed inevitably. So you can't loosen once you do this. that's on for now until tomorrow when I get the right tool and measure the rotational torque. All right, this is a big moment of truth. We just gotta get the right size sockets. Friggin' heavy. Oh gosh. These little spacers go on the ends of the race. Quite annoying. You really just gotta wash your freaking fingers here. I don't know how people do this. Alright, we're gonna let go. We're gonna let go. Okay, great. We're so redeemer. Now that I got this in with these spacers between each bearing race, or not the race, should spin this and it turns that. So next step is to take these and torque them to spec. Okay. Now all there's left to do is put a gasket on this thing, put the cover on and fill it up with some fluid, as well as put the axles in, which we might actually just do right now. I'm really sick of it. Ayo. So now that the axles are in, what happens is you push them far enough in to where you get a light on here. They fall in here on each side of that metal bar, and then you put this little C-clip thing down into them, and then they go back out, but that holds them in, and then you put that through as well and screw that in. So here's the goal here, magnet stick, and let me try and honestly just film this, because what a struggle this is going to be. Oh boy, oh boy. Hold on, pull back up. All right, it's like plane operation. Oh, got it in. Heck yeah, let's do the other one. I think we can actually just use our fingers here. TBH. Yeah, I'm actually, whatever. Nice. And then theory, if I push that back out. Nice. Do the other side for satisfaction. So I push this out. That there. Nice. Now, this goes in here. I guess that's on there enough. Now that the axles are in, that bolt's back in, literally everything's back in. Turn this down here, things spin. You'll love to see that. Let's get that gasket on. What's up, gang? Just wrapping up the editing for this video now. It's crazy to see how I started that project in January. It's now the end of May. How much life changes between now and then, and like watching that throughout the editing process. But now I'm moving to New Hampshire from North Carolina. And as you can see, I got a lot of my stuff packed up. Right here is the axle. I honestly was really over that project by the end of it. So many hard moments throughout the whole project, wanting to give up, wanting to scrap it, have a shop do it, but I'm glad to say I got it done. I'm gonna bring that up north, and there's gonna be a video in the future of me installing it. So kind of treating this video as a part one, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry for the poor quality. I'm filming all this on an iPhone, hoping to get a GoPro or something that I can set up better, get better angles, but most of this video is just me setting up my iPhone in spots. But yeah, until next time.